Welcome back to Deer Valley. My name's Andy. This week we've been on holiday, so we just have a short video for you. It's just a little bit of a tour of the homestead with a little bit of talking from me about what we've been up to. Here we have our scrap metal pile. It's incredible the amount of scrap metal around this property, and so far we've made over 200 euros from selling the scrap metal. This is the garage or the workshop that we've done so far, and a little peek in through the front gates. As we move down the side, you can see spring has finally started to show. We've just got the first few small buds on some of the trees and these beautiful snowdrops. And of course, a little bit of wild garlic as well. This is one of the areas you've seen me working in the last few weeks. We've got the new gates up and the first piece of fence. We think it's going to look really nice, but we're just looking forward to getting the rest of it done and in. If you remember in the video 2 weeks ago, this was almost a jungle. In last week's video you saw us removing all the rubbish from this area. I still need to go through and pick out the final bits of brick, but for the most part it is 100 times better. In the birdhouse, Birdington Cathedral, that you've seen many times in our new weather station, we had over an inch of rain last week, but it's due to dry out a whole bunch this week, and we're looking forward to that. It's going to let us start work in the garden a lot faster, or a lot more productively. This is the view down our garden from under the apple tree. You often see in fact you can see the wildlife camera now in the right hand side of the shot, and you'll see some of the footage from that later on in the video. You also saw a little bit right at the beginning. This is our tree storage. I think you've seen us work on this before. At the moment we have about 25 fruit trees in there, all just growing their roots and getting bigger while they wait for their final positioning, which will probably happen sometime next year. And of course a quick look at the evergreen forest, or what's left of it. One of the farmers who cut the hay last year decided to drive straight through the evergreen forest and run over all of the protection. And of course, a first look at some of the fence. This is the oak tree that we saved when we were doing the fencing on the side, or the removal of the old stuff. A walnut tree that we also saved, and there's another small walnut tree there as well. We were in a garden centre this morning, and a similar sized oak tree was over 180 euros, so I'm pretty happy we saved that guy. Of course, some guineas, some chickens and some ducks all hanging out. They're underneath the big walnut tree at the moment. They've got a nice big area at the moment, and of course the eggs are just amazing. Round in the front, there are so many projects waiting to start and waiting to continue. In the box is a new greenhouse that I need to put up. And everywhere I look at the moment, it's just projects waiting for me to get to them. And it looks like we've got a few days of good weather, so hopefully that's about to start happening. In these two plastic boxes we have probably 1,000 walnuts. I checked the other day and they are all starting to root, so I'm very excited about that. What are you guys up to? Looking fatty, Stiga. So in theory, Stiga should be 16 days pregnant. Should be about halfway through her pregnancy. But we're just not sure. She's definitely put on weight, but that could equally be just because I'm feeding her too much. She has started some different activities to normal. She started digging a lot, which for her is not normal. None of the others have started digging, And she's dug maybe about half of her cage up. She's so keen to say hello, aren't you, Stiga? And you've put weight on. What about you, ladies? I think we finally decided the names. We have Oreo and Devil. I think you can probably work out why we've picked up those names. What about you, John? You're always the friendliest, huh? You look scratchy. Maybe not today. Finally managed to get some of the birds to have a look in the duck house. This is as close as they've gone so far, and this is two of the guineas just being curious. They are very curious animals by nature. Unfortunately they didn't quite make it in the door, but it's a good start. It's certainly closer than the ducks have been. Back to the wildlife camera now. We had this group of stags go past. I lost count, there's either 4 or 5 stags in the footage. Earlier on in the evening they come to the left, and then you'll see the footage switch in a minute and they come back to the right about an hour later. As always, thank you very much for watching the video. Consider hitting like and subscribe, and we'll be back to a full-length video next week.